is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
I don't know if you guys saw Kirk Herbstreit's comments, and he came out firing and talking about what he expects and how he expects the coronavirus to affect us.
Till we have a vaccine where we can really just, okay, now we've got some control over this. Even if this curve is flattened out, this virus is still out there. I'll be shocked, honestly. I haven't talked with anybody. I'll be shocked if we have NFL football this fall, if we have college football. Be so surprised if that happens. Just because from everything I understand, people that I listen to, you're 12 to 18 months away from a vaccine. Until you have a vaccine, I don't know how you can let these guys go into locker rooms and let stadiums be filled up and how you can play ball. I just don't know how you can do it with the optics of it. If I'm a commissioner or I'm in charge, if I'm the NCAA, I just don't know how you can do that. The next thing you know, you got a locker room full of guys that are sick, and that's on your watch. I wouldn't want to have that. As much as I hate to say it, I think we're scratching the surface of where this thing's going to go.
And listen, he might be right. And I've talked about this before because it's crazy to think that you're going to even play the games without the fans. Because if you're playing without the fans, that means there's still some of the virus out there. And if there's still some of the virus, like I told you guys, are we going to put everybody in a plastic bubble? Every player, every trainer, every coach, every broadcaster, so they can travel from city to city, or even if they're in a neutral site, which they're talking about, you're still going to have to protect everybody from everybody else. They won't be able to associate with their family or friends because if you're playing the games without the fans, then you're telling me that the threat is still out there. So there's no way of doing it. It just doesn't make any sense. I hope Kirk Herbstreit is wrong. I hope by late July and August, we're talking about, getting back to normal again, getting life back in order, not just sports. Let's get everybody working again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's one of those things that this for now, we're kind of playing house. But in a couple of weeks, the stir craziness is going to come out of a lot of people. Okay? I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that things will get crazier as the weeks go on and people are locked up in their homes and their apartments and condos and all that, and they have nowhere to go and they're kind of tired of being at home. It's going to happen. I know it. You know what I mean? Unless you are a homebody like me and my wife that outside of going to concerts or work, that's it. It's the only time I really leave the house. I don't really leave the house for anything else. I usually am staying home. I don't mind staying home. None of this has affected me whatsoever. It doesn't affect my wife. It doesn't affect my daughter because we're kind of homebodies as it is. So we're kind of cool being home and watching television and hanging out. But there's a lot of people, and they're talking about the divorce rate possibly going up because a lot of people aren't used to, I guess, being together for long periods of time, that kind of stuff. So I don't know how long. None of us know. None of us know. It's even the experts are trying to figure it out because they're trying to figure things out based on what they're seeing in other countries because obviously they're ahead of us in the damage, in the recovery, in all of that. So we're kind of using them as a measuring stick, and then we're using our own testing, and we're trying to get to that point. And obviously they're testing a lot of people now at this point. So now they're going to start getting the data that they need. And these experts will figure it out, and they'll have a better timeline for us. So Herbstreit could be right. Maybe we can't do anything until we have a vaccine. because we can't put it away without the vaccine. Lord, I hope that doesn't happen because you're talking about a year, and there is no way people can be out of work that long. There's no way. It's impossible. It would just completely cripple all of us. We're already getting crippled as it is by this. Every one of us is hurting from this. So it's one of those where it's just an experience type of thing. We're going to have to live it, and we will survive it, and we will get through this, okay? There's been worse things that have happened to society in years past, and they were able to get through it. We're going to get through this, but obviously we've got to live through the hell, before we get back to heaven of being normal again. You know what I mean? But you heard the numbers yesterday. They're expecting about 100,000 people to die when it's all said and done. And it could be more, maybe slightly less, but they're talking 100 to even 200. And if they did nothing, what was it, over 2 million would have died yesterday? That's what they were talking about, that if you don't go inside and stay away from people, we would have lost 2 million Americans. That's unacceptable. The fact we're going to lose 100,000 is ridiculous. The fact we're losing one to this virus is criminal. But we cannot allow it to fester, because then we know it's going to create an even bigger problem for all of us down the line. So I don't know where this is going to end. I'm not going to go to the extreme of Herbstreit. I think we can really put a crusher to this as long as we're all responsible and we pretty much stay away from people and use the 6 feet. And if you're able to stay away from people and just stay by your family who's not ill and you're all healthy overall, you should stay healthy, pretty much. That's it. It shouldn't be that difficult. Now, it's up to us. We got to be responsible. You got to wash your hands constantly. Do all the right things so we can eliminate this, because life isn't fun without sports for us. We're sports nuts.